The gods of Olympus versus the gods of Asgard, who was stronger, who held more power. Well, according to Kratos himself, the answer is clear. Today, we will break down why the Greek gods in God of War were more powerful than the Norse gods based on hints and statements from the ghost of Sparta himself. Throughout God of War 2018 and Ragnarok, Kratos rarely speaks of his past, but when he does, his words carry weight. When Atreus first asks if he's fought gods before, Kratos simply says many, but it's in Ragnarok where he reveals even more. When Mimir wonders how Kratos has killed gods, Kratos coldly responds, "Because I had to." But the real bombshell is when comparing his past enemies, Kratos states that the Greek gods were far more dangerous than the Norse gods. This isn't just arrogance or nostalgia. Kratos fought and survived against the entire Greek Pantheon, many of whom were at the peak of their power.
Kratos, that was just... I don't know if we are breaking fate, or fate's breaking us.
When we look at it very well, Poseidon commanded the seas and could destroy entire landscapes within a single motion. Hades ruled over death itself, wielding dominion over the underworld and the souls trapped within. And Zeus, oh my God, Zeus, a god whose raw strength, mastery over lightning, and sheer force of will could rival the most powerful forces in existence. The gods of Olympus were not merely rulers, they were forces of nature. Now let's compare power levels. In God of War 3, Poseidon nearly drowns all of Greece with a single attack. His control over water isn't just about summoning waves, it's about shaping the very world. He single-handedly altered the landscape with his might. Hades, he could literally steal souls and absorb the power of others, something no Norse god could demonstrate in the same way. Ares was a god of war in every sense, creating chaos and destruction wherever he set his eyes. Hermes could move faster than the eye could see, and Hephaestus, although he was a blacksmith, created weapons capable of altering reality itself. Meanwhile, in the Norse Pantheon, Odin is more of a manipulator, a schemer, and a master of prophecy. He doesn't dominate the battlefield like Zeus, nor does he wield godlike destruction like Poseidon or Hades. And Thor, while undeniably strong, his power is mostly brute force. His strength is great, yes, but it lacks the divine authority and absolute reality warping potential of Zeus. Kratos himself fights Thor multiple times, and while the battles are intense, they don't compare to its final fight against Zeus, a battle so massive that it shattered the very fabric of reality and took Kratos to his limits. Zeus was a force of nature. His power wasn't just in strength, it was in his sheer omnipotence, able to warp reality itself, manifest illusions, and drain the life force of his enemies. Compared to that, the Norse gods, while mighty, are bound by fate and destiny in many ways that the Greek gods were not. The Greek gods forged their own path, ruled with unchecked power, and had no preordained ending written in prophecy. They were untouchable until Kratos defied destiny itself. And let's not forget the aftermath. When Kratos destroyed the Greek gods, he left the world in utter ruin. The sun blackened, the ocean flooded cities, and the dead roamed freely. Plagues swept across the land, and civilization as it was known crumbled into nothingness. The destruction of Olympus was an extension-level event, wiping away the world's stability and leaving it in eternal chaos. But when Asgard fell, the 9 realms still stood. Midgard wasn't destroyed, it just rather changed. Ragnarok was the fulfillment of prophecy, but it did not wipe out reality itself. In Greek Pantheon, there were no such constraints. There was no fated end, only raw, unrestrained power. The Greek Pantheon's collapse reshaped reality itself, while Ragnarok was simply the closing of one chapter and the beginning of another chapter. Even Mimir acknowledges that Kratos has faced far worse than Odin. If the smartest man alive believes that, then maybe there is truth to it. Odin, for all his wisdom, was still bound by fate. The Greek gods wielded ultimate power but were doomed by their hubris. The question isn't whether the Norse gods were strong, but it's whether they were ever strong enough to contend with Olympus. And the answer, as Kratos himself implies, is no. So in Kratos' own words and based on the devastation they caused, the Greek gods were simply stronger, more destructive, and more terrifying than their Norse counterparts. The Norse gods were powerful, yes, but compared to the Olympians, they were nothing more than gods in training. The destruction of Olympus left the world in chaos. The fall of Asgard, though tragic, did not bring such overwhelming calamity. In the end, Kratos' past was not just bloodier, it was far more dangerous. He faced gods who could command entire elements, reshape existence, and rule with absolute unchecked power. The Greek Pantheon did not rely on schemes or prophecy, they were destiny itself. And Kratos, the ghost of Sparta, ended it all with his own bare hands. So what do you think? Were the Greek gods more powerful than the Norse gods? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like what you just watched, like, subscribe, and turn on notification for more God of War content. Bye.